The crisis of the 3rd century saw the mighty Roman Empire teetering on the brink of collapse. A catastrophic series of events had brought Rome to its knees, with relentless invasions, economic turmoil, and breakaway empires threatening its very existence. The empire's fate seemed uncertain, and at times its downfall appeared inevitable. Only a succession of strong leaders could reverse this decline and restore Rome's former glory. Between 235 and 285 AD, Rome witnessed an unprecedented turnover of 20 emperors in just 50 years. Bloody succession battles became the norm, and military commanders increasingly took control, overshadowing the political institutions that had once propelled Rome to global dominance. These destabilizing factors cast a shadow over the empire's future, setting the stage for the challenges that would ultimately lead to its decline. The crisis began with the assassination of Emperor Alexander Severus, the last ruler of the Severan dynasty. His perceived weakness in handling the barbarian threats in Germania led to his downfall, paving the way for Maximinus Thrax, a battle-hardened soldier with little political background. Maximinus spent his reign leading military campaigns on Rome's northern borders, battling fierce Germanic tribes like the Alemanni. One of his notable engagements was the Battle of Hartshorn, where his forces clashed with a formidable coalition of Germanic warriors in a dense, wooded battleground. Despite his military successes, Maximinus faced strong opposition from the Roman Senate, which never fully accepted him due to his humble origins and outsider status. His reign was cut short in 238 AD when a rebellion in the North African provinces resulted in 2 co-rulers claiming the imperial throne. Though these rivals ultimately committed suicide before directly confronting him, the Senate remained determined to depose Maximinus. They appointed 2 new emperors in Rome, prompting Maximinus to march on the capital. However, before he could reclaim his power, he was assassinated by his own men, setting a dangerous precedent of military leaders seizing power only to be swiftly deposed. As Rome descended into chaos, border security crumbled, allowing Germanic tribes to push further into imperial territory. Climatic shifts also contributed to population movements, exacerbating the pressure on Rome's frontiers. The empire's woes deepened in 251 AD with the outbreak of the Cyprian plague, a devastating epidemic believed to be a form of smallpox. With up to 5,000 people dying daily in Rome at its peak, the plague ravaged the population, crippling food production and weakening military recruitment. This only emboldened the barbarian threats along Rome's borders. During this period, Valerian emerged as emperor and sought to stem the tide of Rome's decline. While his son and co-ruler handled the European frontier, Valerian led an eastern campaign against the Sassanid Empire. However, he suffered a humiliating fate, becoming the first Roman emperor to be captured alive by an enemy. His imprisonment sent shockwaves through the empire, further destabilizing an already weakened Rome. His son Gallienus took up the mantle, but soon faced another crisis, the secession of the Gallic Empire, which broke away, taking modern-day France, parts of Germany and Britain with it. This left Rome cut off from vital territories and exposed its vulnerability like never before. Rome's fortunes began to shift with the rise of Claudius Gothicus. A soldier emperor of barbarian descent, Claudius was an outsider to Rome's traditional political circles, but had earned the unwavering loyalty of his troops. During his brief reign from 268 to 270 AD, he led decisive victories against the Goths, the Alemanni, and the breakaway Gallic Empire. His crowning achievement came at the Battle of Nisus in modern-day Serbia, where his forces annihilated a massive Gothic army. This legendary triumph earned him the title Gothicus. Claudius's success continued with the defeat of the Alemanni at the Battle of Lake Benacus, further stabilizing Rome's borders. However, his progress was cut short when he succumbed to the lingering Cyprian plague. His brother briefly attempted to succeed him, but power swiftly shifted to Aurelian, another seasoned military commander with a reputation for ruthlessness and efficiency. Aurelian's reign, from 270 to 275 AD, was marked by aggressive military campaigns that decisively restored Roman authority. He crushed the Goths and Alemanni, while also neutralizing threats from the Vandals and Carpi tribes. His victories reinstated confidence in Rome's ability to defend itself, earning him the title Restitutor Orbis, Restorer of the World. Unlike some of his predecessors, Aurelian also prioritized internal reforms, strengthening Rome's food supply, tackling corruption, and stabilizing the economy by reforming coinage and setting fixed prices for essential goods. In a bid to unify Rome's diverse religious landscape, Aurelian elevated Sol Invictus, the sun god, to supreme status, hoping to foster a common identity among Rome's disparate populations. His military successes continued as he turned east to confront the Palmyrene Empire, a breakaway state led by Queen Zenobia. She had seized control of crucial Roman territories and cut off grain shipments to Italy, posing an existential threat to Rome's food security. Aurelian launched a swift campaign, engaging Palmyrene forces at the battles of Imai and Emesa. In both instances he employed strategic feints to lure Zenobia's elite cavalry into overextending, before launching devastating counterattacks. The Palmyrene forces were crushed, and Zenobia's capital city fell to Rome. Captured while attempting to flee east, she was paraded through Rome in golden chains, a stark display of imperial dominance. With the Palmyrene threat neutralized, Aurelian turned his attention to the Gallic Empire, which had remained an independent breakaway state for over a decade. Rather than waging war, he diplomatically secured its reintegration, negotiating with its ruler Tetricus to restore Rome's territorial integrity. Having re-established control over vast regions, Aurelian had accomplished what many thought impossible: Rome's resurgence after decades of instability. However, his reign was cut short by assassination in 275 AD. Despite his untimely death, the chaos of the 3rd century had largely subsided. The succession of emperors that followed, including Probus, continued efforts to stabilize the empire, resisting fresh barbarian incursions and enacting key reforms. Rome was now on a path to greater stability, setting the stage for the transformative rule of Diocletian. His 20-year reign marked a significant turning point, ushering in the Tetrarchy and laying the foundations for what would eventually become the Christian Roman Empire. The crisis of the 3rd century had brought Rome to the brink, but through sheer resilience, strategic brilliance, and the determination of its soldier emperors, the empire endured. Though its golden age had passed, its survival proved that Rome was not so easily extinguished. The struggles of this era left a lasting imprint on the empire's governance, military strategy, and political landscape, shaping its fate for centuries to come.